Welcome to the Blue Jacket Park. Portions of this park were previously used for an Air Force base and a Navy training center. Today, a few hams have set up operating radio stations. Let's meet a few.
Good morning, this is John Paul, KZ4JW, just out here in the park. After about a year of lugging out my 7300, I decided I don't want to do that anymore. It's too heavy, too much to set up, so I went with this Elecraft KX2. It's real tiny, and the battery's not even necessary. It's got a built-in battery if you want, but the battery just gives me more time and 2 extra watts to use, so a whopping 12 watts I get to power out there with. And then just got a short connection here to the Elecraft AX3 antenna. It's a 4-foot whip, I think, and it's all bands from 10 meter to 40 with the little extension that is optional, so pretty wide range of coverage. It's a bit of a compromise antenna though. It's hard to get out there sometimes, but it does work, and so we're just trying to see what we can get. A lot of people here on 20, so I'm trying to work 15 meter. Not too many people out there this morning though, but we're having a good time.
And my name's Steven, KQ4RUB. I'm out here with a G90 radio and a JPC-12 antenna set up for 10 meters. Making some contacts out here in the park and running about 20 watts.
Made any contacts yet?
I haven't made any contacts yet, but we're still working for them.
All right. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Chris, call sign Kilo Mike 4, Zulu Juliet Bravo. And I'm out experimenting today in the park, trying to learn how to use this G90 high frequency receiver, transceiver. It gets up to, it's a 20 watt maximum transmitter, and I'm just trying to learn how to use it and avoid burning it up. I'm using a JPC-12 antenna. It's designed for portable operations primarily. It's easy to set up. And I'm also trying to learn how to use it.
Hey, this is Nick, K4UBB. I'm out here playing in Blue Jacket Park, playing in the park with ICOM IC7300 and my JPC-12. My JPC-12 I've got elevated about probably about 20 feet in the air where it starts, and the radials are going out from there. And so I just heard Route 66 on the air from New Mexico, but I couldn't talk to them, so we'll see. But having fun.
Hello. Well, here we are at Blue Jacket Park. I've never seen a Blue Jacket, but I guess it has a name for some reason. It's one of the better parks for hams in the park that we have access to. However, it's not a registered POTA park. But it's kind of fun. In my rush today, I left one of my antennas at home. I just made this new antenna, and I left it in the living room, unfortunately. So I got here, and then I realized, but I always bring 2 because I like to do A/B comparisons. That's really, ham radio is all about experimentation and finding out what works. And that's, for me, is a lot of the fun of it, is to try and work out, well, what works better than others. Right now, I've got my vertical. In the last video that I did, I talked about this vertical. This seems to be this is my measure, if you like. This is how I compare antennas. I compare them against this vertical. It's a patch, it's a multi-band antenna with you'll notice at the bottom, it's got a tuner. It's got an ICOM tuner at the bottom, and that links straight into the back of my 7300. So I have my 7300, probably the most popular HF radio that you can get, and it's relatively easier to use. It's got touch screen and stuff. I'm not an advert for ICOM, but it is something you should look at if you're getting into this stuff. So here today, I've been chatting to various people, because one of the other things that we do is we learn a lot from seeing what other people do and how they put their stuff together. And there are different aims. One of the aims in Hams in the Park is to be able to get out, set up in a reasonable amount of time, make connections, and then do whatever experimenting you want to do as well, and then pack up and go home. And leave nothing behind. And that's really one of the aims. So you've got different people have different approaches to doing that. I'm using a little bit more of a heavy duty type stuff. I've got a power supply, big power supply. I can power all kinds of stuff from it. I've got, as I say, 7300, so it's a little bigger, but there are other people you find go the other extreme, where they have the smallest radio you can get, and then the simplest antenna, and that works too. I mean, there's so many different ways, as we say, to skin a cat. There's many different ways to get on the air. And at the end of the day, most of us are all on the same, we're all on 20 meters probably today, but I'm going to check around the other bands. The nice thing about my setup, a bit more sophisticated, but I can easily change bands without having to leave my seat. Whereas with some of the others, you basically need to retune your antenna for those bands. So, and that's not too bad, but it's still, it's just a different way of doing it. Here, I can just choose the band, retune it, because I've got the tuner at the bottom of the mast, and I'm good to go. So that's what I'm doing here today, and been having a good chat with some people. My grandson is a baseball guy, so I'm watching. He's playing down. I couldn't go to his game today because I was doing this, so I keep a track of how he's getting on. He's down on the Sunshine Coast at the moment, Vieira Beach, I think it is. So they've had their first game. They won the first one, and he's now into the second game. I've been talking, so I'm not up to date as to where he is right now. But anyway, that's it. So I do.
Tell them about talking to the guy you were doing there, the new ham.
Oh yeah, so we a potential new ham. Very interested in joining. He's got a basic Chinese radio at the moment, and he lives in Sanford, so it's perfect. So we've told him how to get tested, and so hopefully we'll have a new ham. Probably he's going to get tested shortly, I guess, and we should have a new member in the not too distant future, and then hopefully he'll come out and join us.
Thank you, Ray.
I'm Jim Sipple, KQ4 KJV. This is my rig. Got an Apache case with a bio-NO battery in it. I keep a rig expert in there, and the radio and the wire, the mic and the clipboard all go into that case for one handy operation. And I use the Soda Poda 150 antenna. It's out here in the field. The coax that I have is yellow from SM Poloni, called Podaflex 7. And this is my standard Poda rig, which I do about 3 to 4 days a week. Nice little vertical. Got a gray bill tripod and adjustment here on the side, and goes up to a whip.